Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Raspberry.
And I'm Ripple, and today I'm going to be reviewing something that I really didn't expect to be reviewing. Blaster Master Zero 2. Nintendo just brought it out last week. Shock out the blue. So Raspberry.
Well, let's not waste any more time and let's roll the intro.
So, I don't know if anyone remembers Blaster Master Zero from the Nintendo 3DS, and it was it came out on the Switch in 2017 by NT Creates. It was a remake of the original NES game, which I never actually played Blaster Master on NES. I really loved Blaster Master Zero, although I was a bit late to the party. I didn't actually play through it until last year, but yeah, it was great, really good game. So last week, while we was like filming and editing our new vid, Raspberry really hard at work on his trials, getting the acorns and stuff. I mean, he's really been through it, getting them. We lost some of the footage and everything, and I see the latest Nindies announcement. And when they announced that Blaster Master Zero 2 was out, and that it was out like straight after, I had to buy it and review it. So I had to do this video, guys. So that's why this is out now. So anyway, the game starts basically after the last game ended. Eve has, well, spoilers obviously if you've not finished Blaster Master Zero. Eve has been infected by the mutant virus, so Jason, Fred and Eve have left to try and find a cure for her, and that's basically the premise of the story, and it's just a good excuse for a bit more good fun gameplay, to be honest. I must say this one seems like it's got a much more in-depth, better story than the original one. I mean, considering the original one was a remake of an NES game, like, you know, you can see how they could struggle. Like back in them days, it wasn't really about the story so much as it was the gameplay, which I like, you know, don't get me wrong, but it's nice to see a lot more effort go into this one in the story. One thing I will say that I noticed about Blaster Master Zero 2 is with the remake of the original, it was very much like a love letter to 8-bit games. Like, it was very 8-bit graphics, really lovely 8-bit style game. Also gameplay wise, this very much reminds me of like a SNES, like Mega Drive, Genesis kind of games. Very 16-bit kind of graphics gameplay to me. I love it. It's brilliant. I mean, really great. And they've ramped the difficulty up a lot on this one as well, which was a bit of a problem with the last one. I mean, it was a great game, but it was easy. But I'll let it off because it had some good DLC characters, so, you know, I'm really hoping this one does as well. This one, the basic premise of this one is you're travelling through space in this one, going from planet to planet, searching for a cure and other stuff. And I won't give too much of the plot away, but each planet has got different environments and stuff, and you find it's basically the same. Like, it's a bit of a Metroidvania game. You find your different equipment and upgrades and stuff. There's a lot of environmental puzzles to solve. You've still got your bits in the tank, and Jason can get out of the tank, and you go into the top-down view in the dungeons and stuff as well, which is great. Like the original, you still got the weapons, all your upgrade weapons and stuff. There's a few new tricks in this one, like the tank Sophia has got this new system called the Gaia system, where like it's a bit like a kinetic system. When you run out of energy, if you drop down from a high height or you get hit, it charges up your energy so that you can fire your special move, which is pretty handy actually, really good. And Jason has got a really useful counter move, which if you press, I believe it's the X button, I believe. Let me just double check that. Yeah, it's the X button. Sorry, I do get confused. So many joypads. Yeah, it's the X button. At the right time, you can perform a counter maneuver on the enemies, and it slows down time so you can avoid their attacks. And it's really useful. You can either do like a shooting one or a melee one. And it comes in really useful. It just adds to the gameplay overall. Yeah, so it's really good. And the planets, there's so much variety in them as well. You've got a few. You've got like the one we're seeing at the moment on the screen is Planet Montage, which is it really reminds me of like feudal Japan, like shinobi-ish type of level. And you've got other levels, like really a planet which really impressed me was Planet Divido, which is half desert and like half glacier and stuff, and you had to, it was divided by a dimensional barrier in the middle, so it kind of comes into the gameplay that you have to find your way around that. It's really good level design. So yeah, I really like that, and with the story as well, it does encourage you to go back and replay the levels. And oh, I think you can see on the screen now, I've got some of the bosses up, and some of them are just crazy. I mean, this guy, look at the size of this guy, and yeah, they're really a joy to fight. You learn their patterns, and yeah, it's just great, really great. I can't give it enough praise. It has got its downfalls. Sometimes there is a few difficulty spikes, you know. There was one bit on one planetoid that I visited. You had to jump across these ladders, and it was just so difficult. I was struggling for ages. I mean, I did it in the end, but it was a pain. And it was all just for like one life up, so I mean, I can't really give it a damn for that, because I did get it, but yeah, I've got a few negatives about it, like difficulty spikes, but you do get random. And if you really love these old kind of games, like old 16-bit era games, you know, old retro games, and if you love the original Blaster Master, I'm pretty sure you'll love this one. And the animation on it is gorgeous as well. The drawings, everything, you know. The dialogue, there's a lot of dialogue in this as well. Like I was saying about the story, it's all just ties together brilliantly. I've not finished the game yet, but I am actually in the last area, so I thought that I would throw this review out now, well, get it ready now, because I want to get it while the game is still relatively fresh, and I feel that I've progressed far enough in the game now. I mean, I'm pretty much a stone's throw away from the last boss, so, you know, I thought I'd get it out there now while the game's still fresh on everybody's minds. So on that note, I'm going to give you my final thoughts and just say, you know, I'll highly recommend it to anyone, and for $8.99 I think it was, it's a bargain. I just really hope they bundle this together with the first one and bring it out physically. So I'm going to give this game, Blaster Master 02, I'll give it 8 out of 10. definitely 8 out of 10. If they give me Shantae as DLC like the first one, I'll come back and give it another 1 and give it 9 out of 10. Well, thanks for watching. Keep your eyes peeled for our next video, and catch you next time.